Peace, family. A couple of days ago, Donald Trump attended this dinner or whatever it was in the Hilton Hotel. And unbelievably, another so-called assassination attempt on the President of the United States. You know, this is getting absolutely ridiculous. This country is almost 250 years old. You have elected a pedophile, a felon. This man cares about nobody but himself. He's a petty individual, and he's highly manipulative. Anytime his poll numbers are going down or he wants something or whatever, he stages these fake assassination attempts to ingratiate themselves with the public. He did the same thing in Butler, Pennsylvania, when he was trailing in the polls. Had a fake assassination attempt where he's posing for pictures that's immediately put on t-shirts, selling memorabilia, just to gain public because he wants to get President of the United States. He wants to return to the office of President of the United States. And you already had one person or two people die or be unalived in that event. But that didn't mean anything. This was like 2 years ago. And Donald Trump has not mentioned the name of the innocent Republican supporter that was unalived at that Butler event. Why? Because he got what he wanted. He got reelected. And he don't care about nobody else. He's doing the same thing during this dinner. He sees the poll numbers are not in his favor. And besides that, he wants to get this ballroom complete. And they are stopping him from doing it. So what does he do? He stages this event at this correspondence dinner, have some clown come in there and start shooting. And now, immediately after somebody supposedly got shot, now you have congressmen talking about now they want the taxpayers to pay for the completion of Donald Trump's ballroom, a place where politicians can gather, have a secure area where they can protect themselves just in case of an incident like this. They shouldn't have to have it in a Hilton hotel where just anybody can rent a room. But the fact of the matter is, whether you had this correspondence dinner at the Hilton Hotel or in my backyard, once the President of the United States and dignitaries are there, it is up to the Secret Service to secure that area. If you got the President of the United States and all these people that have importance, and you realize and you relying on hotel security to secure your environment, whose fault is that? Hilton's or the White House? This, like I said, this makes absolutely no sense. And how is it that you not calling out for the people to pay for this ballroom when Donald Trump been saying all along it was privately funded through business owners that's supposed to benefit the people? But if these business owners was really for the people, where's the prosperity? Where's the livable wages? Where's the affordable cost of living? Do you know how much money these people could make if they just paid people livable wages? If they just made the cost of living more affordable? Do you know how much money they could make if they just provided that? But they didn't. But they want to instead fund a ballroom in the White House to secure the president from the people. This is exactly the opposite of what you should be doing. You should not be able to protect yourself from the people, from the policies and legislation that you implement for the people. When you allow your president to put a shield, a barrier between him and his policies and the public, you are asking for a government that's out of control. You are asking for a government that you can't, that you have no accountability to. And they can legislate in the dark. Don't even have to look your direction. This is exactly the opposite of a governing system that's supposed to be accountable to the people. Because see, you shouldn't have to build no White House. You shouldn't have to have no secure structures to protect the president. Your policies, your legislation should protect the politicians. The peace and prosperity that you give the people, that you provide the people, should be your protection. You know, this is why I say, if we black people can come together and establish our own way to educate ourselves, to feed ourselves, to provide for our own health, to manufacture the goods and services that we know we need, control our economics, and govern our own affairs, you wouldn't have to have no leaders that need security to walk through the crowds, to walk through your community, to build structures with bulletproof glass and trap rooms to protect themselves just in case of an incursion. This is what happens when somebody give you a governing system as opposed to you establishing one yourselves. You know, but like I say, this system of government is not going to be a gift. It's something that you're going to have to build for yourself. It's going to have to come from within. You know, I was doing some research, and when I was questioning artificial intelligence, AI, Google, whoever you want to call it, 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other, they were saying that in response to my inquiry, they said, "Oh, you want to talk about governing by proximity, having your politicians in the neighborhood. You want to call it proximity politics? Okay, we can call it that. But see, what I used to call that is community. When you had your people, when you had your business owners, when you had your barber shop owners, when you had your bankers, your doctors, your mayors, your politicians, all living in the same town, all living in the same community. Not only did you see them in your office, you see them in the grocery stores, you see them in the barber shops, you see them at your school's playground, you see them across the street from you. But we have gotten away from all that. And this is what was given to us. And it's not until we find or follow a true leader of our people that has an organization that can reinstill these values that was taken from us, well, we once again know the beauty, the privilege, the comfort, the ease of living in a society where we all encompass the same area. We all have the same political beliefs. We all have the same spiritual beliefs. We all have businesses and industries that support and respect our beliefs. This was all taken from us. But this was all the things that God intended for us. And if God intended it for us, we ain't got to wait for nobody else to give it to us. We can do it for ourselves. But like I say, it is not until we stop following these fake black leaders and these fake Democrats and these fake Republicans. We have to do it on our own and establish it ourselves. But, you know, like I say, one of these days we'll open our eyes and I'll become the true leader of our people, and we can realize this vision together. But I'm in this video here, and as always, these are my thoughts, my opinions. I invite you to leave yours in the comments, and I'll see you in my next video.